Good morning everyone, and good morning shareholders of ALPP. We're going to do an ALPP update in this video because we have more news out on our lovely Twitter Alpine 4 page, and we have a new announcement from Kent himself. Nothing yet about the Nasdaq uplisting, unfortunately, apart from this piece of news that has come out that the Alpine 4 leadership has opted to engage the services of Donohoe Advisory to work directly with the Nasdaq on our behalf. They specialize in assisting with uplistings, and we can visit their website to see an extensive list of companies that they have had success with. So that is the only news that we have seen since the uplisting has been announced at the beginning of the year. And we can see that this company, Donohoe Advisory, has worked with a ton of companies to get them uplisted. You can see that this company know how to get these companies uplisted. And I think that at this point, maybe reaching out for some help is probably best. I really don't know the entire process of how to get a company uplisted onto the Nasdaq, guys. I'm assuming it's a very complicated process. There's a lot of procedures that these companies have to go for, that they have to qualify for, and again, it does take time. Unfortunately, we are still in a pandemic, so a lot of things have been affected, which is why we haven't seen any of this news out. And it's not just this company. I've seen a ton of companies that have put out their submissions since the beginning of the year to uplist to the Nasdaq. One of them was a food holdings company, and again, it took about 3.5 to 4 months before they actually then announced that Nasdaq uplisting. So it took a really long time, and you just have to be patient with these companies, guys. Again, it's nothing to do with Kent. He said he's done everything he can, and I really do believe in his transparency to us as shareholders. Now, if you are new, welcome inside. My name is Jason. I cover Alpine 4. It's one of our favorite channel stocks, so make sure to go down there and like and subscribe to this video for future content like this. I would usually be on camera, but today I just want to do a full dive on a lot of the revenues coming in, and of course talking through some of the news that we have recently seen for Alpine 4, because I know you guys probably have itchy feet. A lot of you have been holding since we have seen a tumble down from $5, which is exactly why in my latest videos a month ago did see that push, that surge up. I did say to sell at these prices because again, these prices were too delicious, and I started to capitalize. I closed my entire position. I even did a live on YouTube, and then once it came back down to about $3.50, that is when I started to re-establish my new position. I have now started to load my boat and build out a new position in Alpine 4 for the third time again over these last 12 months, because I've been able to capitalize on this stock so many times, which has been amazing. And just 2 days ago, guys, Alpine did come down to that $3 range, which was a perfect entry. Again, if you haven't entered Alpine 4, this would have been an absolutely lovely place to load the boats for the long term. Now, some of the news that has actually come out recently was just yesterday. We had a merger with Impossible Aerospace Corporation and Vayu. Now, Impossible do actually have 5.5 million in revenues that they are generating right now. And Cathie Wood does believe in the magic of aerospace and defense becoming one of the biggest sectors in space. And this company are very far ahead with their technology. And if we come onto their website, you guys can see that we have some videos, again, some footage of this company and how they actually use their drone technology. And they are saying that it's very advanced. They can fly for up to 8 hours, these drones. They can actually cross at 13,000 feet in altitude, and they can go almost 500 miles in distance. So these are some fantastic drones. The technology of drones, guys, is going to be enormous in the future, and the capacity that we are going to be able to scale companies such as Vayu into aerospace and defense and use them in policing, in traffic issues, and also in hospitalization to get medications, especially in second and third world, out to places that we cannot drive through due to rough terrain and also desert and all of those types of things. So this technology is going to be great, and we know that Alpine 4 is expanding their business. Right now they are a US company, and the subsidiaries that they do hold, they are wanting to grow into, you know, the global capacity moving throughout the next few years. Kent has said that again, they have a lot of their subsidiaries on here. We've got subsidiaries in technology, manufacturing, aerospace and defense and construction, and they are trying to do everything they can right now to expand out of that Michigan area, and they are trying to get into those new states across the US, and then they are going to be moving into Canada and hopefully into Europe as we advance through the next few years. And once we do have that broader time horizon for obviously the expansion of the Nasdaq Nasdaq and we actually get that news, then I think this is going to be a great stock. So if we come onto Yahoo Finance, we can see that the institution insiders for this stock are currently 0. So this is why I like having these penny stocks that have a lot of future growth. There's always a risk when you are holding penny stocks, but I think that this is a really good stock, guys, to just hold on for the next few years. It's not going to be something that you are just going to get a short-term gain unless you are trying to swing trade this, which is what I have been doing over the last year. Again, like I said, there has been 3 times where I have entered my position on Alpine. I have sold at the top. I have taken my profits, waited for that buy the dip opportunity, and again, once it has pushed up, I have taken my profits, and we have come back down, and I have bought back in for a 3rd time. So this is what I like to do with Alpine 4, but if you are someone that is a real true believer and you are just wanting to look and hold this stock, then again, these prices to me are starting to get nice and attractive right now, and I think that for the long-term valuation that will come into fruition over the next few years as they start to scale up their revenues and we start to see profitability in some of their other companies, because they had not had the best year. We did have some financial strain, obviously due to the pandemic, and we did have a share dilution, which again allowed us to have a very strong cash position on the balance sheet, which pushed this company up to a $500 million company in market cap. But we can see that their revenues have been growing every single year, which is nice, but we did have some strong operating expenses that had come in over the last year. But again, like I said, we did have 500 million enter that balance sheet, which was really nice. It put them in a very strong position, and they were then able to acquire some new subsidiaries, and they have now been merging, like I said, that Impossible Aerospace and also Vayu. So this is one sector of their subsidiaries right now that should hopefully have great future prospects together. As these two companies come together, they will be able to merge again and become even stronger inside that drone technology. And like I said, Cathie Wood from ARK Invest, if you don't know who she is, the head fund manager of ARK Invest, I do have a ton of videos on my channel, so please go and check out those videos of Cathie Wood, because she is an absolute legend. She is saying that drone technology is going to be worth up to $4 trillion in market cap over the next 10 to 20 years, guys. So as we move through these next 10 years, companies like Vayu and Impossible Aerospace could have, very, very advanced drones that will be doing multi-deliveries in the sky around the world. And again, companies will be buying them rather than paying out fees and salaries for those workers to do postal service delivery, click and collect. So this is why I like the future of this company. It is one of those companies that you have to think of if you're going to be holding, you're holding this for the long term. If you are thinking of drone technology, it is something right now that is at the very early stages in its production. It is not something that is heavily advanced or relied on right now, but there is a mass market of adoption that could come into play here, and these companies could do extremely, extremely well. So Alpine 4 have announced that they are merging, like I said, and again, we haven't had any news apart from the fact that they have now gotten some help. We did see a small sell-off over the last few days, like I had said, and for me this is a perfect buy the dip opportunity. There is a very strong layer of support you can see around this $3 mark, and this is where again I think that the strongest layer of support is. If we do break down, the next layer is around that $2 price range, but in order to do that I do think that we'd have to see some bad news. But I think that right now just holding, if you are in fact a shareholder, is something that I would be doing, holding and loading the boats, because once we do have that Nasdaq uplisting, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen in 6 months. We really don't know when it is going to happen. We will see a push in these prices, and then again institutions, like I said, will then start to be able to pile in to this stock, and we will start to see a shift for this innovation space, which should be a nice push. And again, we can then start to capitalize and profit on some of this moving forward. So for now, guys, I am holding my position, like I said, and I'm just going to wait patiently until we get any further news. Again, this is good news to me because it means that they are working again on having their Nasdaq uplisting. So again, it's nothing for us to worry about as shareholders. Sometimes we just have to be patient, and like I said, the pandemic is still in full force right now, and it has affected many businesses. They even had to close some of their subsidiaries, like they said at the beginning of the year, throughout last year for about 6 months, and that really did affect their revenues, and that was all due to the pandemic. So once we have weathered through the majority of this storm and now things are starting to open up, hopefully we can start to have some more uplisting news very soon, now that we do have an advisor that is going to be working with Alpine 4 to help get them to that strong position where we can see them on the Nasdaq. Now look at all these companies that they have worked with. So hopefully this is some fantastic news. And again, we just now have to wait. So that is my video update on Alpine 4. I am very bullish on this company and my thesis has not changed. I know that some of you are holding some of those shares around the $6 or $7 mark, but my opinion on that would just be to hold and weather the storm, to average down if need be and just wait patiently. I don't think cutting losses at this point is anything that would be progressive, especially if we do get any further announcements that they are going to merge with a new subsidiary. We know that they like to take on a few subsidiaries every single year, and we don't know what is in store for the pipeline that could tip this company over the edge to become more profitable quicker and have some lovely revenues generated from a new subsidiary, which would allow us to increase that share price, and then you guys will not be left bag holding again if you did get in at these high prices. So guys, that wraps up this video. Make sure to go down there, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Ciao.